saw the Twitter comments already. We had people tweeting. Oh, well, you did Bloodborne and you did Dark Souls 2. Oh, you know there's going to be a Dark Souls 3 review. Yeah, I guess so.
When was... Okay, they released Bloodborne, but how long has it been since the last...
Dark Souls?
Dark Souls. Like a year and a half? Or
Yeah. It's pretty much been the one. And just recently they released like the second edition of the Dark Souls 2, which has like the more complete stuff in it. So
it's just like a box set.
I don't know if it's a box set, but it has more in it. Yeah, it's pretty much Game of the Year edition. But yeah, Dark Souls 3. The trailer looked really good. It had that same gothic tone as Dark Souls is usually known for having. It has like a post-apocalyptic area, which kind of tired of right now. But at the same time, it's what you kind of expect out of Dark Souls. And the way they come about it is really interesting. You're playing as a very weak person that is very killable, one attack can off of you. And of course, the best part about that entire trailer is when you see that huge F-off monster with like with a black face, pulls out this giant weapon. And then you're looking at this thing and you're like, you're dead just looking at this thing, okay? Like this thing's like, I do my intimidation glare. Our head pretty much explodes from that, we think. So, so yeah, and it gets worse.
No. They have the bunny from Monty Python and the Holy Grail.
Jesus Christ!
It just takes off that dude's head.
But yeah, it gets worse because then all of a sudden that giant monster starts glowing red like fire, and I'm like, oh great, now this thing's got elemental attacks too. We are so screwed. So, yeah, Dark Souls 3...
It'd be nice to see more elements, though, in the game, rather like ice.
There were other ones, like you can get like lightning attacks, fire attacks, and there were some things that you could do in Bloodborne, at least.
Ooh. Let's see if
Glenn didn't really like Bloodborne that much. He thought it was kind of a step down.
Step down?
Yeah, because Dark Souls you could do so much more.
Ooh. They did say that they're going to add more weapons, though. That's for sure.
Because... honestly, I couldn't really disagree. Because, well, I really loved Bloodborne. I loved it to death. It was great. But...
will this new game be more accessible?
Yeah, because, like, in Bloodborne, there weren't as many weapons and attacks and choices as there were in Dark Souls. Like, you could be a mage. You could be a dark mage. You could be a healer. You could be all these different things. An archer, a swordsman. Whereas in Bloodborne, didn't really matter what you chose. You were still going to get the same stuff. Like, it didn't matter. Like, your choices were really kind of set out for you.
So, do you think the building of it didn't have as much content as a Dark Souls game?
Bloodborne?
Yeah.
It did, but it came at it from a different angle. It came at it more... because you still had different areas and all these places to explore, like Dark Souls. But it came at it as more of an action game. Like I said, it came at it from, like, a Castlevania angle, where...
which was nice.
Yeah, which is cool. Because, honestly, like... as much as I like Lords of Shadow, like, Bloodborne was kind of more Castlevania in that regard. So, you even got a whip, so that was cool.
Yeah.
So, Dark Souls 3. Again, not really showing much. Didn't see any gameplay. Got a cool FMV out of it. You know what's coming. Dark Souls 3.
Well, you know it's always going to look good. It's freaking Dark Souls.
Oh, yeah. You tend to know what it's going to look like.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, yeah, like, it's exciting. Yeah, I know a lot of you were tweeting and sending me messages on Facebook about it, like, oh, Dark Souls 3 coming out. You guys are doing those games. You guys got to do them. Yeah, I guess we kind of did get roped into that, didn't we, unintentionally? I wonder if Son of a Glitch will do it with me this time. I really hope that they find glitches like they did in Bloodborne, because that glitch made that game really fun.
Alright.
I like playing outside the rules. I'm a rebel. I'm a rebel. You don't want to get tangled up with a guy like me. I use cheat codes.
Up, down, left, right.
I'm so dark and ghetto. I use code breakers.
Oh my god, if code breakers worked again.
Yeah, I wish code breakers were still a thing.
Code breaker DLC.
So, guys, tell us in the comments below. What do you guys think of Dark Souls 3? Do you think it's going to be better than all of the other Bloodborne, Dark Souls, Demon Souls games up until this point? Pint of blood? Or
pretty much is going to be.
Yeah, pints and pints and pints and pails and puddles and rivers and lakes and oceans of your blood from your lives getting slaughtered. So, yeah, we'd love to know. What do you guys think would be a good idea for the Dark Souls story? Because they didn't really tell us anything. Yeah. That giant monster, what do you think it was? It kind of looked like the Grim Reaper, but with like a...
Well, if he appears randomly throughout the game, that would be
great. No.
He's just hunting you down.
Oh, don't give him ideas.
I want to give him ideas.
Oh my god, that would be terrifying.
It's like, this is the guy you have to run from.
Because you're already weak enough. So yeah, like you could just be wandering anywhere in the world, and like what would be funny is like you can actually see him coming too. Like sometimes you'll see him like far off in the distance, like on a really far away planet, and he's just staring at you from a far off distance. Like... Or no, like he just stands there and he's just like, and
you're like, no.
and you're like, ah!
The fluffy thing.
Just say it. Like the giant monster, like all of a sudden he could just come out of nowhere and like be really close, and he like the best part about that, he doesn't run at you. He's so chill, he just walks because he knows that you're screwed. He's biding his time. You're the last person in the Dark Souls universe that he wants, and he wants you bad, but he wants to savor it. No. That'd be awesome, but scary. Best horror game ever.
10 out of 10.
10 out of 10. 11 out of 10. Here, take my money. Take his hat. No. So, guys, comment below. Let us know what you think of Dark Souls 3. The ideas, what it could be, what you might be expecting. Do you think we'll get all the classes back, new weapons? What kind of weapons? Elemental attacks? Non-element? Who knows? Anyway, you can subscribe. You can follow us on thebrotherhoodgaming.com. Subscribe button somewhere up around here, maybe on a space. You can check the hashtag TBOG podcast, which we always do every week. And again, we will see you on the next conference.